For my final project, I have decided to implement a personal library of books. I have a lot of novels, encyclopedias, magazines, and many more things. So the idea behind the app was to be able to scan the ISBN number, a unique international book number usually located at the back of the book, make a fetch request to some remote API, and retrieve all the information about the book, such as a title, authors, genre, publication date, and a description. Let's now load the JS bundle. The root screen is the library list screen. I'm using the Redux persist package, so there are already some titles preloaded into the state. At the top of the screen, in the head in the left corner, there is a Draw Navigator button. Hope you can forgive me for not using the Tab Navigator, because I have thought that the Draw Navigator would be a little bit more appropriate here. In the right corner, there is a Scanner button and a Search button. So let's scroll the list now and pick the first title, for example. If I pick the item, I navigated to the details screen of this title, where I can see the book cover, the title itself, the authors. So let's pick the Riverdale novel here, the first one on the list. There is also a little outline under the description button, and when I click on the details button, I'll get the publisher, the publication date, the ISBN 13 number, as you can see, genres it is related to, and the language. If I'd like to edit anything, I'll click on the edit button, the header, so I can edit everything from the poster to the title. So let's do that. Let's type in Get Out of the City instead of Get Out of the Town, hit the Confirm button up in the header, and here you are, the state is updated, and thus the title is also updated. If we don't want the title anymore, we can click the Edit button and then the Delete button, and the book will be get rid of by the Redux. Now let's test the search button. I can make queries based on the title, authors, or the ISBN 13 number. So right now I'm typing Alien, the title of the book. If I type, for example, George, hopefully I'll get the George Martin Wildcards, which I have on my list. Here it is. And if I now type the ISBN number of the Richard Walker's latest book, Thin Air, so I hope I'll get it. So it's now 978-0575 088-573. Here it is. I use Draw Navigator instead of the Tab Navigator. There is the main library path there, 3 paths to the section lists based on the sorting criteria, and also a Switch Navigator, which leads to the form where you can manually add a book. So let's visit now the sorted by the language screen. Here I have only English books, but I live in Russia, so eventually there will be some Russian books. Next, let's look at the sorted by genre screen. Null means the API has not returned any category for this title, but there are some other genres, as you can see here. Finally, I'll show the authors section list screen and their titles. Here you can see there are 2 books for the George Martin, everyone else has just 1 book. Now let's try adding something manually. Here, like in the edit screen, I can type everything manually, but also I can choose the cover from my camera roll. So let's try doing that, and here we have the access to the camera roll, so we need to give permissions first. Okay, let's cancel editing the book now and return back to the main list. Now let's try out the scanner button. When I click on it, I'll get access to the camera via barcode scanner component from Expo. I also have a white outline, so it's easier to scan. Every time I make a scan, I'll make a fetch request then to the Google Books API to get all the information about the needed title. Let's now try out scanning, and we'll start with the Lovecraftian book. So I'm going to the back of the book and scan the ISBN barcode. After scanning it, I'm redirected to the details screen where I can edit anything I want. So let's hit the confirm button in the header in the right corner, because I'm satisfied with everything that there is. And here it is at the end of our library list. Let's scan something else. A Clive Barker novel seems like a nice choice. And here we redirect the confirmation screen again, but there are no genres in the details section. So let's add some. So I'm going to add a string into the array of strings so that JSON could pass it correctly. And the genre would be, of course, horror because it's a horror book. So let's add it. So we get back to the library list, but let's check in the genres section list that the item is indeed under the horror section, and it is. So let's get back to scanning. Don't think that I'm obsessed only with horror. I have some Russian kids books because I'm from Russia, so it's Holy Web novel, but in Russian, so let's scan it. And here it is, appeared in the details screen. I don't actually like the publisher because the publisher is actually Exmo. So let me type it in. Exmo. Oh, well, the iPhone tries to correct me all the time. No, I actually want Exmo, please. And, well, it's not Elamite, please, Exmo. Here it is, Exmo. So hitting the confirm button, here it is, again at the end of our library list screen. Let's scan some more Russian books. So it's Gerald Darrell, My Family and Other Animals. Scanning it again. And well, here it is. But we don't have the cover. And in the details, we actually don't have the publisher. And in the language, we have it is stated that it's an English book, but it's a Russian book. So I do type it. It's a Russian book. RU, and in the publisher, it's a Rossmann book. So I'll type in Rossmann. And I'll also add a cover from my camera roll. So I'll push on that empty space and I'll find the right folder, and here it is, Gerald Darrell. So let me add it. Boom. Here it is. Now let's scan something more. And this time I'll scan the Harry Potter and the Order of Phoenix Russian book. People really like this kind of novels here. Everything seems fine, but we don't have any publisher. Again, it's a Rossmann, an old publisher, so let's type it in. But we don't have the cover here too, so let's add it. Again, from the camera roll, I'll choose this cover, a little bit shifted, and here it is. Let's hit this time the confirm button and we'll get the book at the end of our list. I would like to scan another horror book, The Ritual by Adam Neville, and it scans perfectly. The details are all in order, so let's hit the confirm button. Fortunately, I kind of like sentimental books and teen drama, so I have one of the latest John Green novels and would like to add it to my collection. And as the detail screen shows, it has been processed perfectly by my app. Let's hit the confirm button. Again, it is added at the end of our library list. I click on the item, check the detail screen, everything is fine. As a matter of fact, I love science and I have in possession a book by Kip Thorne, which I bought after falling in love with the Interstellar movie. And it has really nice illustrations all about cosmic events, cosmic objects, and astronomy and astrophysics. So let's scan it and add it to my library. Let's now check the section list screen via the Draw Navigator. In the languages, we should have 3 Russian books, and it is correct, we have 3 Russian books. Now let's check the genres, and I think everything is in order. We have the science, we have null for the alien because we have not edited yet. Now let's look at the authors and their books. I think everything seems fine, as all authors are processed correctly. So that's all for my project. Hope you have liked it, and thank you so much for such an amazing course, and special thanks to Jordan Hayashi and David Well for creating it.